When you think of the greatest NHL players of the modern era, certain names immediately come to mind. But there's one superstar who's been consistently overlooked despite assembling one of the most impressive resumes in hockey history. Today we're diving into the story of Evgeni Malkin, perhaps one of the least respected legends in the NHL. Take a look at what Malkin's accomplished. He's hit 500 goals, becoming only the 48th player in NHL history to reach this milestone, and just the 24th to score all those goals with one team. He's sitting at over 1,300 career points, putting him among the top 40 scorers of all time. The wild part? He's done all of this in just 1,150 games, way fewer than most players who've hit these marks. His journey to these milestones tells an incredible story. Coming from Magnitogorsk, Russia, Malkin faced enormous challenges just to make it to the NHL. He had to literally sneak away from his Russian team in Finland to pursue his NHL dreams. And even after arriving in Pittsburgh, his first preseason game ended with a dislocated shoulder. But Malkin showed his resilience right away, returning to score in each of his first 6 NHL games, something no player had previously done. His trophy case tells quite a tale on its own. 3 Stanley Cups shine bright alongside 2 Art Ross trophies for leading the league in scoring. There's a Hart Trophy for League MVP, a Conn Smythe for Playoff MVP, and a Calder Trophy from his rookie season. Since joining the NHL in 2006, he's been an absolute force, consistently ranking among the league's most dangerous players. What really makes Malkin special, though, is how he stayed at the top of his game year after year, despite some serious challenges. He's battled through major injuries, including a torn ACL and MCL in 2011 that threatened his whole career. Yet he came back the next season to win the scoring title with 109 points and claim the Hart Trophy as MVP. He's also adapted his style as the game has evolved, transitioning from pure power to a more cerebral approach that's made him even more dangerous. On the international stage, Malkin has been equally dominant. He led Russia to World Championship gold in 2012, earning tournament MVP honors with 19 points in 10 games. In that same year, he won the NHL scoring title, making him the first player since Wayne Gretzky to lead both the NHL in scoring and win World Championship MVP in the same year. In 2020, he was named to the IIHF all-time Russian national team ahead of numerous Soviet and Russian legends. Something else that truly sets him apart is his performance without Sidney Crosby in the lineup. In 148 games without number 87, Malkin has put up 77 goals and 122 assists, with a plus-minus of +25. Think about that. When teams could focus all their defensive attention on shutting down Malkin, he still dominated games and put up huge numbers. His points per game actually increased during these stretches, proving he could carry the team when needed. The 2009 Stanley Cup playoffs showcased everything that makes Malkin special. His 36-point performance earned him the Conn Smythe Trophy and marked the highest playoff point total since Gretzky's 40 in '93. He dominated every aspect of the game: even strength, power play, penalty kill, and his highlight reel goal against Carolina in the Eastern Conference Finals, where he deked around multiple defenders before scoring, remains one of the greatest playoff goals ever. His playoff excellence didn't stop there. In 2017, at the age of 30, he led the entire NHL in playoff scoring with 28 points, driving Pittsburgh to another Stanley Cup. He's consistently elevated his game when it matters most. Through 2024, he's averaged more than a point per game in the postseason, putting him among the most productive playoff performers in NHL history. By the way, if you're enjoying this look at one of hockey's most overlooked superstars, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. The disrespect shown to Malkin hit its peak when the NHL released its top 100 players list. At that point, he was one of just 3 players ever, with Mario Lemieux and Bobby Orr, to win multiple Stanley Cups, multiple Art Ross trophies, a Hart Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, and a Calder Trophy. Yet, somehow, he didn't make the cut. This sparked outrage throughout the hockey community, with players, coaches, and analysts questioning how such an accomplished player could be left off the list. The media's treatment of Malkin over his career has often seemed a little unfair. Despite his incredible achievements, he's frequently been pushed aside in coverage. Some blame it on his quiet personality, others on his early struggles with English interviews. but neither explanation justifies ignoring his extraordinary accomplishments on the ice. His impact on Russian hockey can't be overstated. He's inspired a whole generation of players from his hometown and beyond. During the 2012 NHL lockout, he returned to play for his hometown team, leading them to the top of the KHL standings and showing young Russian players that you can succeed at the highest level while staying true to your roots. Now let's break down the numbers that prove Malkin's elite status. As of 2024, he's one of only 34 players in NHL history to record 800 assists. His career points per game average of 1.137 puts him among the all-time greats. And he's achieved this during an era where scoring has been notably lower than in previous decades, making his consistency even more impressive. What's particularly remarkable about Malkin's scoring prowess is how he's done it. He's not just a one-dimensional player padding stats. Through 2024, he's racked up 108 game winners and ranks among the all-time leaders in overtime goals. He's been equally deadly at even strength and on the power play, showing his ability to score in any situation. By 2024, Malkin had established himself as the second highest scoring Russian-born player ever. In Penguins history, he ranks third in both points and goals, second in overtime goals and game winners, and leads the franchise in penalty minutes, proving he brings both skill and toughness to every game. His playing style sets him apart from almost anyone else in NHL history. At 6'3", he combines the physical presence to dominate along the boards with the soft hands and vision typically seen in smaller playmakers. He's equally comfortable setting up teammates or finishing plays himself, making him nearly impossible to defend against. Hey, before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming content. Perhaps the most puzzling aspect of Malkin's career is his status as the forgotten superstar of his era. Despite numbers that rival or exceed many Hall of Famers, he's often left out of conversations about the best players of his generation. But the statistics tell an undeniable story of excellence that demands recognition. His leadership style, though different from the traditional captain model, has been crucial to Pittsburgh's success. He's mentored young Russian players coming into the league, helping them adjust to North American hockey. His competitive fire has set the tone in countless big games, and his ability to take over when the team needs him most has been a hallmark of his career. Watching Malkin in 2024 at age 38, you can still see what makes him special. He's still creating highlight reel plays, still producing points, still adding chapters to his remarkable story. His recent milestones, 500 goals, 800 assists, 1,300 points, just reinforces what many have known all along. He's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But I want to know what you think. Drop a comment with your thoughts on Malkin's legacy. Is he the most disrespected player in NHL history? Is he underrated, overrated? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to click on one of these videos right here to continue watching, and I'll see you in the next one.